Yo, what is good, No Fear fans? Man, I'm back at y'all with another video. I believe this is part three. No, part four. Sorry. Um, of these underrated films. I've been doing. So yeah, I got another set of films. Man, I think y'all should just check out. And y'all know by now. Uh, please hit that like, comment, subscribe, share. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Let's go. I got four films for y'all this time. I got four films. Let's just jump straight into it. Let's get into it. I got some good ones for y'all. First film, a film called Overlord. Overlord. This is a 2018 film. This film hit theaters and everything. I ain't gonna lie. It made theaters, yep, in 2018, and it, for some reason, in my opinion, this movie didn't get a lot of recognition. I know a lot of people, that I've asked, and, they've never seen it. Once they've seen it, they love this movie. Everything about this movie is good. Like I've said about every other film, that I'm about to say pretty much about, all these other films that I got for y'all. But Overlord is a film that follows a group of American paratroopers dropped behind, enemy lines on the eve of D-Day. And, you got these soldiers who pretty much, they discover, terrifying Nazi experiments in a Nazi occupation. Occupy, village. And, this film is this film has a crazy turn to it. This film is set in 1944. Like I said, a paratrooper squad. Most of them, they're in an integrated unit. They're sent to destroy a German radio jamming tower in an old church. They're playing in the beginning of this movie starts off very intense, very intense. There's no dry moments in this movie. From the beginning, when they on this plane, to the end, it is very good. And this movie has a real crazy turn to it, that you don't see coming. And, from the beginning, they plane gets shot down. Their plane gets shot down, and they all get, they're all like crashing. You can see it, all of them falling from in the air, trying to, pull their parachutes out and stuff like that. It's got an interesting cast. A lot of these names I'm not sure how to pronounce, but these people. You got Javon Adepo. You got Yacht Russell. I know I'm pronouncing that wrong. I suck at names, y'all, if y'all ain't realized by now. You got John Magaro. And everybody in this movie does a really good job, just performing and taking this movie to the next level. But everything about this movie, and like I said, once they get everything, ever since they get dropped down from the planes, it goes down, it's all hell from there. And once there's landmines and everything they gotta watch for. And the plan, their basic plans just goes kind of wrong, and they kind of just freestyling the whole way on how they're going to get this tower, break this tower down. And in the middle of that, they find this experiment that these Nazis are like doing, to their soldiers. They're doing these experiments and trying to make them pretty much like super soldiers. And it's really, it catches them off guard, like by a long shot, like. And once they find this, their main goal, all right, now we need to do more than just tear this tower. We need to, tear this whole thing down. We need to burn it down pretty much. So that's pretty much, how this film goes, and, from the beginning, middle to end. And it's a crazy, just, crazy good plot. It's written really well. It's directed really well, and it's just delivered very, like, everything about this action / horror movie is good. Overlord is so underrated for it to, make theaters and everything and stuff like that, and for this good cast that it has. So Overlord, please watch this movie. You will not be disappointed. It's not hard to find, so I'm pretty sure once you search it, you'll find it. So number one on this list, Overlord. Everybody, please check this movie out. You will not be disappointed. It's intense. The intensity in this movie is crazy. It's crazy. But 100% you will not be disappointed. I promise you on that one. All right, No Fear fans. All right, moving on. Number two on the list. I got a movie called Double Impact. This is a 1991 action film starred by Jean-Claude Van Damme. He pretty much plays the role of twins, and by the name of Chad and Alex. They both got the same Wagner. Now he plays twins in this movie. The plot, the plot of this movie is pretty much, the twins, they're separated at a young age after their parents get murdered. And, it just so happens that one of the uncles he's only able to take one of them. And then the other one, is just it's a Korean, Asian lady. Sorry. The Asian, I think she's like you really don't see too much about what she does or who she is, but she pretty much works for them. I'm pretty sure she's like the maid, and she's able to take the other twin, and they end up separating on accident because they're in a shootout and everything with the kids. It was just a big, hey, we didn't see this coming. They got the kids with them, and then the parents end up getting shot dead. One of the uncles is able to take the other baby. The maid takes the other one, and that's how they get separated in this movie. And one of them ends up getting separated all the way in China, and the other one, he pretty much stays in. One of the twins ends up he ends up living and growing up in Los Angeles, and they reunite 25 years later to seek revenge against the Asian mafia, responsible for their family's tragedy for murdering their parents. They finally get revenge on who's responsible for it. And I gotta say, Jean-Claude Van Damme, man, he does a great job playing twins in this movie. One of them is like that bad boy kind of like, don't play no games. He, doesn't joke around really at all, etc., etc. And the other one, he's kind of like, your playboy slash, really good at talking to women and stuff like that. He's your Hollywood type, the one that's from Los Angeles. He's your Hollywood type one. He is very talkative. He, engages in a lot. He's involved in a lot of stuff. And the other one, he's just really, low key, doesn't play any games, and, kind of more serious. And, you can just tell, the difference in them right away. And once these two, I ain't gonna lie, how they did this movie, it was really good. The action in this movie is really good. The fighting scenes between the twins is very good. Once they finally meet each other, how they meet is very funny and it's good. And once they meet each other, like they hate each other. To make a long story short, once they meet each other, the more serious one, he thinks the other one is gay and all that other stuff. He makes fun of him for how he dresses, and they bump heads from the beginning. But then they really don't really have any moments where they're really trying to make up for lost times. Them being twins and stuff like that. Really, you don't see that in the towards the end. You got Bolo Yang. He's one of the main villains in this movie. I love Bolo Yang. He's a beast. He's a beast in real life. He's in a lot of Jean-Claude Van Damme films. He plays the villain role really well in all of his films. So I don't think Bolo Yang plays a good guy in any movie, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have to look that up. But I got more films, in the future with him in it. So we'll see. But yes, No Fear fans, please watch Double Impact. You will not be disappointed. Once again, I'm gonna keep saying it because I know y'all probably tired of me saying that. Oh, man, I'm telling you, I do not recommend bad movies. People that know me, they know. But Double Impact, please watch this movie. 1991 American action film. Watch it. John Claude Van Damme plays a great job playing twins in this movie. Really good, really really good. Number two, that was number two. All right, ladies and gentlemen, moving on. I want to take this time to say, please, if you are a new viewer, hit that like, comment, subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Moving on, number three, I got a Stephen King movie. Now, I want to, before I shout out this movie, I want to shout out my mother. I don't know if she remembers showing me this movie, but my mom showed me this movie not too long ago, but it was some years ago. But I don't know if she meant to show me it, but we was just watching it and she saw it and I didn't. And I like this movie ever since I've seen it with my mom. So mom, love you. Shout out to you. Thinner. Thinner is the film. Stephen King's Thinner. This film right here it has a great plot to it. Thinner is a horror novel, directed by Stephen King. This film right here this film tells a story about a lawyer named Billy Halleck who accidentally kills a gypsy woman. I think she's a Native American gypsy woman. And he pretty much goes to court and everything like that for murdering this woman. And he gets off. It's this old white man. And he ends up running over this I think it's a Native American woman. This gypsy, she had gypsy like Native American woman. And he ends up going to court. He gets off. He gets literally no time for murdering this woman. And once he walks outside of the courthouse, I think one of the granddaughters, or no, her husband. Sorry, her husband puts a curse on this guy, and this curse it causes him to lose weight rapidly as he as his desperation grows, to he's wondering why am I losing so much weight, and et cetera, et cetera. In the beginning, he's happy because he's a really obese guy, and he's wondering why is he's losing weight. He's losing I don't know, like 3 to 4 pounds a day without doing anything, and it's crazy. He's getting happy at first. Next thing you know, man, he's losing like 15, 20 pounds a week without doing anything. He's eating a lot. He starts to eat ice cream, et cetera, et cetera. His diet just goes completely out of control, and he's losing even more weight. That's the problem with this curse. The curse is that the more you eat, the more weight you're going to lose. And it's crazy how it's delivered in this movie. I love everything about it. And pretty much as his desperation grows, Billy confronts, the dark forces and the consequences of his actions. And this movie right here, just pretty much goes into themes of guilt, revenge, supernatural stuff, stuff like that. And to sum it up, what happens is that he goes to he goes to the husband, the older man husband, the older woman that he murders husband, to pretty much hey, get this curse off of me, because he's dying at this point. He's really skinny. He does not look well at all. He's dying of just losing weight. This curse is killing him. And at first this old man tells him, get away from me or I'll make it worse. And he goes away, and the curse is he's trying to figure out ways to get this curse to go away. He's trying to bribe this old man, bribe him with money. Then he threatens his family. Then I guess then towards the end, this old man kind of feels sorry. I ain't gonna say feel sorry for him, but he gives him a choice. And he says, hey, all right, this is the way you can, pretty much get rid of the curse. And he describes to him how to get rid of this curse. And to sum it up for y'all is that he has to, the old man cut his hand, and he had a pie in his hand, and he made his blood go inside the pie. And he said, all right, now you have to get someone to eat this. and they die, and that's how you get the curse to go away. So pretty much someone else has to die in order for this curse to go away. And yo, when I say the twist to this movie in the end is crazy. Yo, this Billy lawyer guy, his wife ends up cheating on him throughout this movie, because she starts to just fall out of love with him. And when I tell you, I ain't gonna spoil the end, but the end is nuts. It's crazy. I promise you, you will not be disappointed by this movie. Stephen King Stinner, please watch this movie. Watch it. I'm telling y'all, you're not gonna be disappointed with this. Once again, Stephen King Stinner, check it out, please. All right, moving on. Last one I got for y'all. Last one. This is one of my real personal favorite movies of all, just of all time. Number 4, No Fear fans. Number 4, I have a film called A Rage in Harlem. This is a 1991 comedy action crime film, starring Robin Givens, Forrest Whitaker, Gregory Hines, Danny Glover. This film right here has a crazy good cast. So some real great, legendary actors in it. This movie revolves around, a gangster's girlfriend who flees to Harlem with a fortune in gold, seducing and, unsuspecting Undertaker while mobsters chase after her. And, pretty much, she's Robin Givens, her character is on the run, and she ends up running into, she ends up going to this club to find somewhere to, hide. She needs somewhere to hide, and she has this gold with her, and she's trying to sell it, get rid of it, just sell this gold, so she can be on her way and, get away from her crazy killer boyfriend and stuff like that. And Forrest Whitaker's character is the guy she ends up running into, and he ends up, falling in love with this girl, basically from the get-go. Like, as soon as, he pretty much sees her, she ends up staying the night in his room and stuff like that. And, Forrest Whitaker's character just falls in love with her the whole time. And pretty much, yeah, he's pretty much looking out for her. He doesn't know what's going on quite yet, but then, he eventually, gets exposed to everything that's going on in her background story, and what she's hiding, what she's been hiding. And when he finds out, he's still in love with her. He pretty much just doesn't care, and he's pretty much just like a simp for this girl. Robin Givens, she plays that role a lot in her movies. She plays a player in a lot of her movies, and she does a great job at doing it. So A Rage in Harlem, the comedy in this movie, what I really love is the comedy in this movie is fire. It's funny as hell, and it's just crazy. It's a lot of crazy funny lines that I say all the time that reference from this movie. And yo, the comedy in this movie is top tier. Like, I never get tired of it. So Danny Glover is crazy funny in this movie, and it's just, this movie is really hard to find though. I've been trying to find this movie online for so long, can't find it. So, but this is gonna be a hard watch, but a hard movie to try to watch. But I really just got to shine some light on it because it's really underrated. It's funny, and the plot to it is really great. It's delivered great. The cast is great, and then I got no complaints about this movie once again. So A Rage in Harlem, number 4, last on my list for today, y'all. Please watch. I keep saying watch this one, but it's hard. It's a hard movie to find. But I will comment under this video once I find somewhere or how to watch it. But this one right here, yeah, it's a hard movie to find, but really underrated. If you got somebody or know somebody that got the DVD or something like that, watch it. That's how I end up watching it. I can't remember exactly how long ago I watched this movie, but I've been watching it for a long time. So watch this movie, y'all. Won't be disappointed once again. That's last on my list for this one, but I got way more for y'all coming real soon. Promise. Please stay tuned. I kind of like doing these, because I got crazy amount of movies that I can do. My next one, I'm thinking about doing maybe a horror section where I come up with some horror films that because I know a lot. Horror is my favorite genre, maybe outside of maybe science fiction or drama. It's out of those three. I've been really into science fiction a lot. You know, these past years. Like science fiction, man, has been some. I was asleep on science fiction films for a long time. So, but I've been tuning in a lot. So, but this movie right here, please check it out. But I got way more coming for y'all. So, but yeah, my next one, I think about doing a horror one. Films that's a horror genre and putting y'all onto some of those. So, y'all, please stay tuned. So, please hit that like, comment, subscribe, share. I'll see y'all next time. Stay fearless. Love y'all.